Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jada Jones and I am a rising sophomore at Howard University. In this video, I'm going to be sharing things incoming freshmen should pack for college. But before we get into this video, I want to apologize to all of my returning viewers for my inconsistency with posting. Before I got out of college, I had an idea of how I wanted to post and I wanted to stay consistent every Sunday. But being home, I've been doing absolutely nothing besides relaxing for the most part. So there was really like no content for me to post because I felt like it would have been boring. So I'm trying to find ways to put out more videos for you guys. If you guys could leave some ideas on what you would like to see in the comments, that would greatly help me. There will be content coming soon because I am going on a trip next month, along with me getting ready to pack and prep for my sophomore year. So I definitely will be filming videos of me going shopping for supplies and furniture and all that jazz. But right now I've been doing nothing, absolutely nothing besides staying at home and going to work because I just got a job. So like my days have been very repetitive, but I'm trying to find ways to film. I just don't want to film anything that I personally wouldn't watch. With all that being said, let's get into this video. Okay, so I organized all of the college essentials into categories, starting with bedding. The first thing that I have on my list is a mattress topper. A mattress topper is definitely essential if you want to get good sleep at night. I personally have never slept on the actual twin XL mattress by itself, so I don't know how comfortable it is. I didn't want to take those chances. Everyone was suggesting to get a mattress topper, so I was like, I'm definitely gonna get one. I got mine for Kohl's. I definitely would say the more money you invest, the higher the quality. This item is probably on the higher side, but I promise you it'll be worth it. The next thing that we have is 2 sets of sheets. This is usually 2 sets of twin or twin XL sheets. Having 2 is more convenient because it allows you to switch things out in between washes. Along with when the seasons change, you might want to switch up your room, add some different decor. So I would suggest getting 2 sheets in 2 different colors. The next thing that we have is a full-size comforter. A full-size comforter is better for many reasons. The main one being when it gets cold, you have more blanket to snuggle up with. Along with if you have a higher bed and there's like storage underneath your bed and you may like want to like cover that, you know, keep it discreet just for aesthetic reasons, having the full-size comforter allows you to let things hang over, and so you don't really have to show your tubs or your dressers that you have underneath your bed. The last thing that we have is a mattress cover. This is different from a mattress topper. I put mine over my mattress topper and it helps seal the mattress topper to the mattress. It also helps keep any like, just in the event, the weird event that you'll have bugs or something or spills, it helps keep your mattress safe from all the extra things. I don't know, I didn't have any experience with bugs or anything like that, but it was just an extra layer of protection, and it also helps keep your mattress topper from sliding off of your mattress. Okay, moving on to storage. The first thing that we have is closet storage. Now this is hard to explain, so I'm going to insert a picture, but for the closet storage that I had, it was basically like little tiers that allowed you to store folded clothes inside of them. I felt like it was very convenient because at Howard they only give you 2 like mini dressers and then a full closet. At least that's what they give you in CHN because that's where I stayed, but it still wasn't enough. I needed just a little bit more storage, so being able to store clothes on there, especially like when the seasons change, you can kind of move your jeans to one side so you can have more room for your shorts and stuff. I felt like it was necessary. The next thing that we have is storage bins. Storage bins are also very convenient because they allow you to kind of like declutter your room. We live in a small dorm, we don't have that much space, but we have a lot of things to store, so just being able to place things in your storage bin and like tuck them away really helps. Lots of people like to get cute colors that kind of go along with their color scheme. That's what I did. So yeah, it just adds a little decor touch while also helping you keep things tidy. The next thing that we have is a makeup organizer / toiletry organizer. This is very essential for the sink, especially if you don't want your sink to be cluttered with toiletries and all of your daily essentials. Having a little 3-tier rack that you can turn and spin and place everything on just helps you consolidate all of your items into one space. And I felt like it really helped me not have so much clutter, and especially when it came time to clean, you have to move everything. Just being able to pick up that one thing and transport from A to B made things so much faster with the cleanup process. The next thing that we have is a desk organizer. These can come in many different forms. The ones that I had, they were like little trays and you store them inside your desk, and this just helped you keep all your stationery in order. I mainly used it to store my makeup. but I also use it to store my stationery items as well. I just feel like with staying in a dorm, like there's only but so many ways you can keep things, and when you just kind of like throw things into a drawer, it kind of piles up. So just having organization on top of organization, it really helps you keep things neat because you don't have that much room to work with. So you want to make sure you're getting the best use out of your space. The next thing that we have is a 3-tier cart. This is the most essential item for storage. I just feel like, for one, because it's like portable and they usually come with like wheels, you can like move them and use them in different spaces. Some people like to use them as like a bedside table. I personally use them to store my snacks, as some of you may see in my vlogs. But a 3-tier cart is so convenient for just storing things that are easy access, and you can just move it from point A to B. And the last thing we have in the storage category is an ottoman. An ottoman is specifically good for if you have a high bed and you need something to step on, because it works as a stepping stool and as a storage, as well as a seat. So it's like a combo. You're getting 3 for 1, you know? It's like combo. But I really like using my ottoman until it broke, because my ottoman was only $25, so that's kind of cheap for an ottoman. It was bound to break at some point. It couldn't withstand me like stepping down and all that. But just make sure you get an ottoman that is durable, because you're going to need one. It'll really help you be able to like get on and off your bed, because those beds are high. They're high. And I used it to store my excess bedding and stuff, so it was just nice and convenient storage. Okay, moving on to bathroom/hygiene. The first thing that we have are shower shoes. It doesn't matter if you have your own bathroom or you have communal style bathroom, please buy some shower shoes, y'all. Like, please just buy them, like non-negotiable. Shower shoes are like $12. Like, if you don't wear shower shoes in college, you're dangerous. You just don't know who came before you. Like, you don't know what they got going on, if they got a foot fungus, and we're not trying to take any chances, okay? Get you some shower shoes, okay? The next thing that we have is a shower caddy. Okay, so this looks different depending on if you have communal or your own bathroom. If you have communal, I would suggest a shower caddy that's portable. But if you're staying in a dorm where you have your own bedroom, I would suggest your own bathroom, I would suggest a shower caddy that goes over the shower head. This way you can store things inside of your shower. You don't have to keep bringing it in there every single time. But if you stay somewhere where you have communal showering, I definitely would suggest a portable one, because it just makes it easier than carrying everything in your arms. Because the worst thing would be to drop something while you got your towel on, and then you're looking crazy because you can't bend down. But you're not gonna have those problems. I can just sense it. The next thing that we have is a shower curtain. So where I stayed in CHN at Howard, they don't provide you with a shower curtain. I don't know if that's like different or the same across dorms, but just make sure you bring one. The sizing, I can't tell you, because we never got the sizing right. It was always a little bit, one was too tall, one was too short. But definitely make sure you get a shower curtain. Oh my gosh, make sure that it's like double lined. So you want to have one for like aesthetic, and then you want to have one of those white ones that just like catch all of the rain, because one singular shower curtain is not durable enough, and you're definitely going to have excess water. And that leads me to the next thing, which is a bath mat. There's going to be so much water in your bathroom, and just having a durable bath mat is like the most important thing, as well as having a mat to go in front of your toilet. I just feel like the bathroom towel the towel floor, it just gets so mucky and stuff, and just having those mats definitely help take some of that space and some of that excess water, because it just was a lot going on. The next thing that we have are towels and washcloths. You want to have at least 4 to 6 towels and 8 washcloths. That may seem like a lot, but some weeks you may not be able to get to a washer and dryer, and when your towels pile up and you have nothing to wash with, it's just like, so always having those extra towels and washcloths is essential, because like I said, I played Laundry Wars all year last year. Like, it was a lot going on, and just having that, it's always good to have extra, because you never know if you may run out. Okay, the next thing that we have is a laundry basket. I highly would suggest a laundry basket with wheels, because like I said, some weeks you may not be able to get to the washer and dryer, and your clothes is going to pile up, and when that piles up, having to carry it depending on what floor you stay on is a lot. Of course there's elevators, but like just having a cart that rolls is definitely better, and it makes your trips easier because nobody wants to lug that much clothes to the washer and dryer every single time when you can just wheel it. And the last thing that we have is kind of the least essential in this category. It's a shower head. I personally didn't bring my own shower head, but some of the freshmen did, and they preferred it because it makes the shower pressure better. And some of the shower heads are a little bit old and a little bit rusty, but this is one of the lower on the essential level because I don't know if we're technically allowed to change the shower heads or not, but I do know that if you do, you have to keep all the parts because of course you have to revert it back when you move out. Moving on to cleaning supplies, the first thing that we have on our list is a vacuum. I brought a handheld vacuum to school, and while that may have been cute in the beginning, as the months picked up and dust started to accumulate, I realized I really needed one of those regular sized vacuums. They have small ones that are convenient for a dorm, but I definitely would suggest getting a real vacuum and not one of those handheld ones because when it comes time to get up all that dust, it's going to be tedious and nobody wants to take a broom to sweep up all of that. No, get you a vacuum, a real one. Next thing that we have is a Swiffer. I also got a Swiffer late into my first year, and I really regretted not having one from that because the dorm that I stayed in, we had hardwood floor before we got to like our beds, and then our bathroom was tile. So just imagine all of that grime that built up before I got a Swiffer. Oh, y'all, it was crazy. And it's just like dorms get so dusty quick, and it's like you constantly have to sweep. It's like, where is all this dirt coming from? And just it's craziness. But having a Swiffer and being able to like Swiffer once a week is definitely key because it will help keep down all of that dust and just debris. And I don't even know, y'all, like I don't know why I didn't have one from the beginning. The thing that we have is a duster because like I said, the dorms be dusty. And then we have multi-purpose cleaning supplies. Any will do, y'all. Just make sure you have at least a few bottles, cleaning products for your toilet, etc., because you want to be able to clean routinely, like especially in the beginning because so many people get sick in the beginning. I thought I was going to beat it, but no. I got that freshman sickness, y'all, and it's nothing to play with, okay? So making sure you're able to like routinely clean your room, wipe down your counters and all of that is just so important. Even after you have your little freshman sickness, you want to make sure you're staying up with that, keeping routine because you don't want to get sick while you're away. It's hard, y'all. It's hard recovering without your parents. Like, it's hard. Like nobody's gonna be like checking up on you every hour, every 30 minutes, like, are you okay? No, they don't care. And they want to make sure you spraying that Lysol after you cough too. So it's just like, make sure you bring some cleaning supplies because you're gonna need it. Of course you can restock during the semester, but having some at the beginning is just key. Next thing that you want is a toilet brush and a plunger. I didn't have this on the list, but I'm gonna add it just in case. We didn't have to use a plunger, but you never know what situations may occur. So just make sure you have a plunger as well as a toilet brush because like I said, you want to make sure we're doing the routinely cleaning so that nothing is building up and we're not accumulating germs or anything like that. The next thing that we have is an air purifier. Like I said, it gets mucky in the dorms and there's a lot of sickness. So just having those extra precautions is very important. You can get an air purifier off Amazon for like $40. So I would highly suggest you guys get one because we want to protect ourselves. We don't want to be sick and we don't need none of that. The last thing that we have on the list are air fresheners. These are very essential to like make your room smell nice and like neutralize the scent if any odors are occurring or things like that. We can't really control what other people do in their rooms, but sometimes whatever they do may linger and like travel into our room. So it's just having an air freshener is key. Okay, moving on to beauty products. The first thing that we have are hair ties. Definitely buy a big pack of hair ties. The small ones like these as well as the big ones. You never know when you may have to pull your hair up or things like that. So just having that on you is so essential because I promise you, you're not going to want to wear your hair down every day. So hair ties, hair clips, anything that you can use to like put your hair up, you're going to need it. And you're going to need it in abundance because you lose them so quick. As soon as you put it down, it's gone. Like, I don't know, I've lost so many hair ties. So just having one of those big packs The next thing that we have is a blow dryer. When I went to school, my hair was done, so I was like, my hair done, I ain't gotta worry about that. Then my hair got old and I realized, oh, what was I thinking? I didn't have a blow dryer, I didn't have shampoo, I didn't have a comb. Like I had a lot going on. But luckily there was a beauty supply store. Like it was like at least a 10-minute walk. It wasn't far, and my friends went with me and I was able to get what I needed. But just like bringing that with you helps you save a trip and money because you already have it. So yeah. And then the last thing that we have are combs, brushes, etc. Like I said, you just want to make sure you have at least one shampoo and conditioner. I know for us natural girlies, it's like a shampoo, conditioner, leave-in, pre-poo, all of that. I'm not gonna tell you how much hair products to bring, but just make sure you have at least one of each, because when it comes time to wash your hair, you're already washing your hair in a small shower. So if you don't have all your essentials, that's just going to make your wash day even worse. Moving on to decor, while these things are essential in my eyes, you can kind of go without them and still have a good first year and college experience. But of course, I just wanted to be realistic with you guys. While some of these things aren't like mandatory off the get-go, the first thing that we have on the list is a full-length mirror. If you like to take pictures of your outfits like I do, you may want to get one, because you can just hang it on the back of your door and it literally takes up no space. Like it's hanging on the back of your closet door and you're good. It's not taking up any floor space, and now you get to see how you look before you walk out the door to make sure you're not looking crazy, because we have our days, y'all, but we got to make sure we look in top tier. The next thing that we have is a vanity mirror. Some people may not need both. A vanity mirror is convenient for when you're sitting at your desk and you may want to do your makeup and stuff sitting down. It's nice, and usually they have like brighter settings so you can like really see your pores and get into it. But yeah, I had a small vanity mirror. I think I might get a new one this year because it wasn't as bright and it was kind of faulty, but I do suggest you bring a vanity mirror to school. Next thing that we have is a rug. Now, take this with a grain of salt because like I said, it does get very dusty in the dorm, so you are gonna have to like vacuum your rug a few times, but it helps, you know, bring some aesthetics to the room, make the room look cute, homey, it's a vibe, you know. So I liked having a rug, but it is a little bit high maintenance because like I said, it gets dusty in the dorms. Okay, now we have blankets / picnic blankets. You want to bring at least 2 to 3 blankets to school. I know that may seem like a lot, but my dorm was like freezing cold for the first semester and we could not figure out what was going on with our AC. So I had a blanket that would stay on my bed because I didn't wear outside clothes like on my bed, and then I had a blanket that I leave for my desk when I'm doing work and I get cold. And then having a blanket that you're willing to like take outside and put on the grass to, because sometimes we like to eat on the yard or we like to go to a park and eat, things like that. Having a blanket for the outside is good as well. So at least 2 to 3, but I personally had, well, no, I had 2 blankets because I used my friends, so at least two blankets would be good. 2 to 3 depending on what you're trying to do. The next thing that we have is a fan. A fan is essential because we can't really control when our AC unit goes down or whatever. While maintenance comes every day as long as you put in a request, having your own fan that you can have personally to you, especially like if you sleep hot or cold or something like that, having your own fan just to help you stay cool is definitely essential because sometimes they take a long time to cut the air on. So it may be hot outside, you know, that heat is coming into the building and you're getting warm, but they're not cutting the AC up. So having your own like fan to be able to use during those times will really help you stay comfortable in your own space. The next thing that we have is Gorilla Putty, where you can order off Amazon, Lowe's, Home Depot, anything like that. Basically what it does is it's a little putty that you place on picture frames and posters, kind of like what I have right there. You put it on the back and then you put it on the wall and it won't take the paint off the wall. This is good for like if you want to have posters and such and you want to be able to like decorate your room, make it your own, but you don't want to risk taking the paint off of the wall because the command strips, y'all, they're not safe, okay? I know they're easy, but they're not safe. And the Gorilla Putty, you can get more out of your use because you don't have to use the whole square to like put stuff up on your wall. So yeah, I highly would suggest getting Gorilla Putty. Get at least 2 to 3 packs, especially if you have a lot of posters and stuff that you want to put up, because this way it's very easy, it's no mess, and you can take it down with ease as well. The next thing that we have is thumbtacks. We are allowed to put very small holes in the wall. It has to be like thumbtack size. So this is another good alternative to hanging posters up. Thumbtacks kind of, depending, well, if they're clear, they're okay, but sometimes they create like a sore eye because you can just see them sticking out. That's why I personally prefer the like Gorilla Putty. But thumbtacks are also good for like if you're hanging vines, because it helps them stay. Because I do have thumbtacks at the top of my vines in my room, and they just help them stay, and they're small. And yeah, so if you definitely want to put up decor on your walls, just make sure you're investing in those 2 things. The last thing that we have are hangers. I didn't bring enough hangers my first semester, and I had to bring some more my second semester. I want to say get at least 2 to 3 packs of the heavy duty hangers that come in like a larger pack. You can get them from Target. I know we're boycotting Target right now, so you might, I don't even know where y'all, I'm not even gonna tell y'all where to shop. Okay, moving on to technology. The first thing that we have is a power bank. A power bank is so important. A power bank is so important, not just for schoolwork, but just for like personal fun and things like that. Like you may go out for a day and you're out the whole day and you may not be able to charge your phone. So just having a power bank is so essential because it just allows you to charge your devices anywhere you go. I personally had a power bank with different like cords that I went to different devices so that I could charge anything, because bringing multiple chargers is just like a lot, and sometimes you may lose things and things like that. But a power bank is portable, it's small, and it can go pretty much anywhere. Most of the libraries have like spaces for you to like charge your devices, but just having a power bank is so good in a pinch. You guys, please invest in what I'm telling you. The next thing that we have is a charging tower. So this or like an extension cord works, but I personally prefer a charging tower. I placed it by my bed and I was able to charge a lot more of my items besides the like 2 plugs that they give you, because there's not a lot of, what do they call them? What is that, like a wall plug-in? Y'all, I'm having a brain fart right now. What do they call it? I don't know. Where you put your chargers at, there's not a lot of them in your dorm. So having like an extension cord, I had both an extension cord by my desk and then a power bank by my bed, just so that I can charge a lot of things. Because you got to remember, like if you have a lamp or your vanity mirror or things like that, all of those need ports, and that's already 2 right there. Plus you need a charger for your tablet, and then it's just too much. Okay, the next thing that we have is a laptop / iPad. These are one of the higher things on the list. I'm not going to tell you which brand to get because it really depends on like what your major is and what you're going to be using your iPad / laptop for. Both of my products are Apple. These were gifted to me, so I didn't really have much of a choice with what I got, but they work. They work. I definitely will say having an iPad is like very convenient, or just a tablet in general is very convenient because it's smaller, it's more compact, and nowadays you can do just as much with a tablet as you can with an iPad. So for some classes, you may not even need to bring out your whole laptop. And then you can take notes on here. It's it can convert to your laptop, things like that. You can share screens. It just makes things convenient, especially for those virtual classes where you may have to multitask and do many things at once. Okay, moving on to our last category, we have miscellaneous. The first thing that we have is reusable cups / stainless steel cups. I have a large cup collection, and I know some people may have one as well. You don't need to bring about 5 reusable cups to school. At least 2. You want one that can carry more water and one that can carry less water, because it gets hot. And also, I don't really trust the water fountains. I like to fill up my own water, so just having some water on the go is definitely good, because we get thirsty and we gotta drink our water. Like, what? The next thing that we have is slippers, clogs / Crocs. Basically what I'm saying is you need a house shoe / a quick shoe to put on in a pinch. So I use slippers in my dorm, but I also had Crocs when I had to take out the trash or go grab a DoorDash order, things like that. Just having a shoe that you can slip on is it just makes things so much more quicker, and it's convenient. You don't have to have both, but I personally had a pair of each. I didn't need all three. So really a pair of Crocs and a pair of house slippers is all that you need, because you just want something that you're able to put on quickly if you want to go grab you something to eat from the dining hall and come back. Just something to make your travel quicker. Next thing that we have is a backpack slash a tote bag. You don't need both. If you have you don't need a heavy duty tote bag that can carry a lot of things in a backpack unless it's your preference. But you do want to bring a lot of reusable tote bags, especially if you're coming to a college in DC, or just like a college in a state where you have to pay for bags. It just makes things like cheaper for you, basically, because you don't have to keep using money on these bags when you have a reusable bag, and it's safer and better for the planet. So the next thing you want to have is a clear bag. This is especially for people who like to go to games, like football games, basketball things like that. Sometimes, on occasion, we have a clear bag policy. It's not all the time. Sometimes we can't bring a bag at all. Sometimes we can't bring a little person or something like that. But to be safe for those days where you do have to go to a game, having a clear bag is good. Following that, we have a keychain. A keychain slash card holder is so convenient, especially for if you're going out in a high traffic area like DC, or like any city that's like very busy and there's a lot of commotion. Having something compact that can keep all of your necessary items is just so much better than a full bag or purse, because you never know what may happen, or having to dig for it. It's just a lot. So I definitely preferred having a little keychain. Majority of college students have like a little keychain or card holder just because it's so convenient, especially if you have like a handheld student ID, just to quickly show. You've got to show your regular state ID, something like that, get your card out. It just makes the process so much faster than having to dig in a bag for it. Okay, the next thing that we have are tote bins, like the heavy duty tote bins. You want to bring at least 2 of these because they do take up a little bit of space. I had 2 that I kept behind my bed in the back, and they really helped me keep like my clothes that were out of season, along with like my excessive tote bags and just other stuff that I didn't want to be seen. These are good to store items that you kind of want to take home in between breaks or whenever you travel home. Things like that. Though I never really took my tote bin home, I just stored things that I wanted to take home inside of them, because it just helps you get stuff out of the way and out of your main space. The last thing that we have on the list are heavy duty duffel bags. This is something you definitely want to invest in if you want to make your move-in process go smoother. They're big, they hold a lot of items, and they're heavy duty, so they're not prone to like rip or tear. They just help cut down your trips back and forth, especially for the move-in and move-out process, along with during break when you want to take things home. It just makes the process so much simpler, and they're a little bit smaller than a regular tote bin. So I would highly suggest investing in getting some heavy duty tote bags, because I promise you they will make your life so much easier when it comes to moving in and moving out. All right, so my throat is dry, so that's definitely a sign that I am done talking. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Especially leave a comment if you have any questions or concerns regarding college. Here to help, and I want you guys to succeed going into your first year at college. But I really do love connecting with you guys and seeing what your aspirations are for college and that such. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.